It is day 10 of my fruit fast. And I've just gotten to Costa Rica with no plan. And I spent all day yesterday traveling by bus through Guatemala. And then I caught a flight this morning at 5 a.m. or 5:30. Oh my God. And been on buses all day today pretty much, with very little food. And I've gotten to my Airbnb, which is a lot farther than civilization that I anticipated, so I still don't have foreseeable access to food for the near future. Now, within a couple hours, if I make the effort to make my way into town, I can go get some food. But thus far, it's a few mangoes and watermelon and bananas. And then coconuts when I got here. Enough of that. In spite of my hunger and my tired delirium, the moment that the bus left the city and entered the jungle, it is like this wildness in my body was activated. And this pure humming state of awe and innate primordial purity is coming online just by being here. And when I was in Guatemala, oh my goodness, just the other day, just yesterday, and the few weeks past, I could see and I could feel within my body, within my heart, with my eyes, with everything, that land is being suffocated. That there are fumes in the air that are polluting the air, and the plants themselves are not breathing properly. And I could feel that inside of my body, that I was not breathing properly either. And it's like the moment that I got to Costa Rica, I could feel the quality of the air having changed. I could feel that life itself is more unscathed, is more fluid, is more free here. I can just feel it energetically within the environment and within my body. And in fact, I felt into this before I ever even came to Guatemala and to Costa Rica. When I was feeling into Guatemala and reading my dreams, it was like, oh, I can feel there's like this density, this weight that's like trying to pull down. Whereas here, there is the jungle. And sure, there's some humans and there's civilization. And there is commodification and there is capital. But somehow it feels more harmonious, and it feels like nature is like, all right, sure, you guys do that, but I'm still gonna be here. and be the primary source of what's happening here. And the question I'm pondering, which I'm just going to put here because it's here, is whether there might be a curse on the Guatemalan land. Much like there are curses in places like Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas. Anyway, I don't want to get too far into that. What I will say is that I am bone deep exhausted from my travels. And given that I don't really have a plan, my housing situation is not so set in stone. And the one that I got to, which I thought like, oh, this is going to be phenomenal. It's not quite what I was looking for. And so I'm going to have to do some venturing and some following of the heart, as opposed to trying to figure it out with all my mind and survivalism, to find my place that will hold me for however long I need to be here. But I tell you, this land is unlike anything that I've experienced in my life. I have experienced deep, untouched nature in the mountains, in the high alpine meadows and alpine lakes and alpine wildernesses of the world, in Europe and in America. But here, this jungle energy, this tropical energy, this warm Pacific energy, I'm going to have to figure out how to put it into words. Right this moment, I'm a little too loopy to do that. But it's something special, and it feels like a flame of initiation. It feels like magma. It feels like the volcano that was erupting in Antigua, which I mentioned in my last video. It feels like there is a continuation of that volcanic eruption, which was allowed into my field in Guatemala to say, like, hey, I am here, this is happening as within, so without. Don't forget, because it's about to continue. And I am witnessing tremendous amounts of fears and my scarcity and survival patterns and my Sagittarian wanderer vibrations, which are like, are we sure we're doing the right thing? And there is this part of me which is just needing to surrender to the process. Needing to surrender to however long I'm going to be here, to whatever it is that I'm going to be doing here, to know that it might not look like what I was planning on, but to recognize the energy that is present here and to allow myself to get out of my own way, to allow my ego and my survival and my fears to get out of the way so that the energy can work its magic and the healing can take place and the primordial wildness and its awakening can take place. So that's going to be part of the challenge and the journey here, which is actually quite deeply rooted inside of my being. I spent years of my life living in a van in the United States from 2020 onward. And ever since then, I have not fully been able to feel at home in any one place. I never have allowed myself to truly plant my roots anywhere where I feel safe, held, and supported in my divine mission. And simultaneously, these things that I'm mentioning, these fears, these survival mechanisms, these egoic patterns of self-inhibition are very much the ubiquitous presence which I allow to prevent me from finding home within my heart wherever I am at any moment, and finding safety within myself wherever I am in any moment. And so I'm going to attune myself to these lands more and more, and hopefully find some external reflection of inner safety and security and home, somewhere which I can call home for some time. And I'm going to listen to the guidance that comes through, and I'm going to offer it to you as much as to myself. And I'm going to allow as best I can for the magic to unfold in the choosing of love in the form of self-love and self-care and godly love, devotional love towards God, and love of those in the world whom are calling in that love, are in resonance with that love, to pour that love, the love of my heart and the love of this land, enmeshing into one another, into any heart which needs more love. And I'm feeling into two hearts in particular. If you are watching this, know that I haven't forgotten, that I haven't set you aside, that you are still deeply a part of my prayer. And that I'm wishing to offer my heart to you in a way that is healthy and nurturing and free of misaligned energetics. All right, I've been caressing this sand and feeling incredible about it. I believe that's it for the video this evening, and I will have more to say. I thank you guys for holding me in this process, because this allowed me to process quite a difficult day, just to go through this and share. And I pray that these words and their energy and their softness and their process can help at least one other person out there who might be going through similar things in their journeys. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you. I love you. I love you. And I will see you around. Bye.